Hello, and welcome to yet another video from Chi-Prime, where we solve a problem to prepare for the GMAT. As usual, I'll give you a second to read the question and pause the video if you'd like to solve the problem yourself, and then we shall proceed to solve it together. Alright, so let's begin. Here we're given a 4 by 4 by 4 Rubik's Cube, and we're asked how many cubelets, that's small cubes making up the cube, have an outer face. And then we're asked to solve the same problem for a 7 by 7 by 7 Rubik's Cube. Okay, so here it comes down to visualization. So essentially what we're given is a cube like this, pardon the drawing here, which is made up of cubelets. So 4 by 4 by 4. So essentially there's 4 columns on each side. That's 3, and there's one more 4. And so on and so forth, right? So of cubelets that make up this cube, and we're asked how many of them have an outer face. So if you look at the cube from the side, what you see is you see 16 squares, right? You see 16 squares like this. So it's obvious that if you want to look at the cubes that are inside the cubelets that are completely inside the cube, if you take out the one layer on each side, one layer of cubes on each side, then you're left with a core, which is a smaller cube that has no cubelets that have any outer faces. So that would be for a 4 by 4 by 4 cube. From this picture, it should be clear. Think about it a little more if the drawing is not as clear. There's a 2 by 2 by 2 cube that has no outer faces. Generalizing, we can say for an n by n by n Rubik's Cube, it'll be an n minus 2 by n minus 2 by n minus 2 internal cube that has no outer faces. All right? So for a 4 by 4 by 4 cube, how many cubes have an outer face? So that would be 4 cubelets are the total number of cubes in the 4 by 4 by 4 Rubik's Cube, and 2 cubed, as we've seen here, n minus 2 times n minus 2 times n minus 2. So 2 cubed cubes, or 8 cubes, have no outer face. We're asked how many have an outer face. So for the 4 case, what we have is the number we want is 4 cubed minus 2 cubed, which is 64 minus 8, which is 56. Now, always a good idea in this case would be to eliminate the choices that do not have 56 as the first answer. So the answers could be B, C, or E. It cannot be A or D. All right, now let's look at the 7 case. So 7 cubed minus 5 cubed would be the case there, because n minus 2 there is 5. 7 cubed, as we know, is 343. 5 cubed is 125. So 343 minus 125 is 218. You can check that very easily. 218 plus 125 is 343. So there you have it. The right answer here is option B. 56 and 218, respectively, are the number of cubelets in a 4 cubed Rubik's Cube and a 7 cubed Rubik's Cube that have an outer face. Now, this is an example of a problem where you wanted to you start with a small, simple idea, and then you expand it. So for example here, it would be useful to start with a 3 by 3 by 3, work your way up to a 4 by 4 by 4, and then extrapolate from there to solve for a 7 by 7 by 7. All right, thank you very much for watching.